If I know how much I can afford to pay for a click, then I can go out and buy as many clicks as possible as long as they are less than that number. I can force growth in my business, and that changes everything. How do you know if your marketing funnel is working? See, this is a really important question, and I want to share with you the two primary or most important metrics that you want to look at to determine, or that you need to know to determine if your marketing funnel is working. And I'll share with you what those are and how to get them. But first of all, why does this matter? Well, this matters because revenue is the lifeblood of any business, but before revenue, you have to have a lead. And so for any business to grow of any size, whether it's personal brand or it's a very large company, you have to have some mechanism in place that is generating leads, several mechanisms in place. And one of the most modern day methods for doing that is to use a funnel. Now, basically just a series of when you hear funnel, don't get intimidated. It's just a very simple concept of some automated emails that have links in them that take you to web pages that have videos on them. And you kind of construct it in a way to naturally lead someone to make a decision. So that's what a funnel is. And we need it to generate leads. But part of the reason why they're so powerful is because funnels, if they are built properly, give us an opportunity to create systematic, scalable growth. Why? Because funnels give us a chance to measure empirically what percentage of people that see an impression, right? So let's say they see an impression, let me say it this way. So they'll see an impression and then they will enter into the funnel and then come out the other side as a sale. And you can monitor all of that. Well, once you know what those metrics are, once you know what those numbers are, then it gives you a predictable formula to use to justify advertising spend. And advertising spend, even though we don't like the idea of having to pay money to drive awareness for our company, the beautiful thing about advertising spend is it is predictable. It is consistent. It is the only guaranteed form of traffic, which is to spend dollars to create awareness, to put your brand in front of people. And the two metrics that you need to determine how effective your marketing funnel is are simple. It is registration page conversion percentage and funnel conversion percentage. If you know these two numbers, if you know these two data points, and you have tight reporting around them, and then you can do some simple math to reverse engineer and figure out how much can you afford to spend to acquire a customer, and then you can ramp up the ad spend accordingly. So let me break these two down for you. So again, here they are: registration page conversion percentage and funnel conversion percentage. So let's look at funnel conversion percentage first. Funnel conversion percentage is simple. It's what percentage of the people that opt into your funnel end up buying. So if you have 100 people that opt in for a free training, let's say that 10 end up buying. That's 10 out of 100. That's 10%. So your funnel conversion percentage is 10%. 1 out of every 10 people who opted in ended up buying. That is the first number that we need to know. Now, the second big number that we need to know is registration page conversion percentage. What is registration page conversion percentage? Well, that is at the front of your funnel is a registration page. It's where people sign up or they opt in for, your free training or whatever you're doing. And so you just simply look at how many visitors have made it to that page, and then how many people actually opted in on that page. So you'll pull these numbers from two different places. One is from Google Analytics, is you'll have to obviously install Google Analytics on a page to know how many people came to that page. And then typically you will have to look into your marketing automation tool to figure out how many people actually opted in. And if you divide those two numbers together, it will tell you what your registration page conversion percentage is, which is how many people come to the page actually sign up to come into the funnel. Why does this matter? How do these two numbers work together? Well, once you know these two data points, now you can do all the reverse engineering that you need to create a predictable plan to scale up your traffic using paid advertising. So let's just say, for example, you're selling something that costs $1,000. All right. So if you're selling something that costs $1,000, you know that every customer is worth $1,000. And then let's say you now know your funnel conversion percentage is 10%. So, 10 out of every 100 people, or 1 out of every 10 people who come in to your funnel are going to buy your $1,000 thing, whether it's a service or, product or a, widget or, whatever it is. So all you have to do is divide those two numbers. It's $1,000 a customer, but if you divide that by the 10% funnel conversion percentage, then that tells you what each registration is worth, right? So you go, each customer is worth $1,000, but if 1 out of 10 people buy, then each registration is worth $100, because 1,000 divided by 10% is 100. So now you've translated your $1,000 customer value into a $100 registrant value or registration value. And so that is the first number that you need. And then you're going to divide that by the registration page conversion percentage. And that's going to give you another really key number here, right? So if you go, all right, let's say that my registration page conversion percentage is 25%. So I know that every registration is worth $100, but only 1 out of every 4 people who come to the page actually register, because my registration page conversion percentage is 25%. So now I just need to divide those two numbers, the $100 registrant value divided by the 25% registration page conversion percentage. And that tells me that every visitor to that page is worth $25. Well, once you know that, now all you need to do is go out and buy traffic for less than that $25. And theoretically, if you can buy as much traffic as you want, as long as it's less than $25, because if you do that, you're going to just drive more people into the front, and it's just simple math. It's just the law of averages that some 25% of the people that come to the page will sign up, and then 1 out of 10 people who sign up for the funnel are actually going to become customers. So that's it. Those are the two key numbers that you need to know: funnel conversion percentage and registration page conversion percentage. The real number that you're trying to understand or get to, which those two numbers allow you to get to, is to understand how much can I afford to pay for a click. That's what we're really driving at here with these two numbers. How much can I afford to pay for a click? Why? Because if I know how much I can afford to pay for a click, then I can go out and buy as many clicks as possible, as long as they are less than that number. I can force growth in my business, and that changes everything. So even though it's paid, it's predictable. Even though it costs money, it's systematic. And even though we're having to spend money, we're making more money than we're spending. I can spend $1 million on advertising as long as I know, let's say $2 million is coming out the other side. And in order to do that, you'll need to know what your funnel conversion percentage is, your registration page conversion percentage is, which will help you figure out how much can you afford to pay for a click. And once you do this, you start to realize that the businesses that grow the fastest are not the ones with the best product necessarily. In the world of personal branding, it's not the best ideas who win. It's the people with the most sophisticated system. The person who can afford to pay the most for the click always wins the click. And the person who is willing to pay the most for the click is the one who has the most sophisticated system of knowing what each click is worth to them. This is an essential and important part of your long-term growth strategy. It is something that has never existed in this level of granular detail as it does right now. So no matter what your message is, no matter what your mission is, this is a way for you to predictably go out and reach more people and impact more people to make the world a better place.